Just up against the deadline on Thursday, the Orioles sent Charlie Morton to the Tigers in exchange for left-hander Micah Ashman. Now, if we had said 2 months ago, at the deadline, the Orioles were going to trade Charlie Morton, you would have responded, is Charlie Morton's ERA still in the double digits, and what are the Tigers thinking? Morton, to his credit, really turned things around after May, especially, and got to the point where he at least was a reliable starter who could take the ball every 5 days and give the Orioles a length in his starts. They weren't always dominant, but he could give them length. And now they're able to move him to a contender and get a pitcher back who probably does not have the ceiling of a lot of guys that we talked about. I honestly don't even know if he will be on our top 50 when we update it here next week, but pretty interesting profile here in Ashman, an 11th round pick out of Utah in last year's draft. He's put up very strong numbers this year across 2 levels of the minor leagues, including high A and double A, 1.49 ERA, 1.80 FIP, and a mere 5.6% walk rate in 39 1/3 innings pitched. This does look like strictly a relief arm, but one who has good command, can induce a good number of ground balls. Now you can slot him into Chesapeake's bullpen, and because he was just drafted last year, he doesn't add anything to your Rule 5 roster crunch. So at worst, the Orioles get back solid upper-level relief depth for a pitcher who might not even be in the big leagues next year if he decides to retire at the end of the year, and who 2 months ago didn't even look like he was going to make it through the whole season.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if Charlie Morton gave it another go next year after the way the season started. I mean, hats off to him to battle back the way he did to be as successful as he did the last couple of months or so. Yeah, I mean, Micah Ashman, he's a very interesting arm, like 31% strikeout rate between high A and double A, 5.6% walk rate. That's really good. Again, opponent batting average 159. FIP is 180, so clearly it's not a fluke. The 149 ERA between the 2 levels. And yeah, I mean, he's not going to be on the top 50. I mean, he's just like a left-handed reliever who's about to be 23, 6'7", rail thin. But like you said, he's going to not be needed to be added to a 40-man roster for a few years even. So you can keep him in the upper levels and just see what you can do with him. Yeah, I'll take that all day for Charlie Morton. It's also interesting that the Orioles made a later trade with the Tigers as well, sending cash for 34-year-old left-handed pitcher Enns. What's his first name? Enid Enns or something? I don't know. Emmett Enns? Dietrich Enns. There you go. But very interesting arm. This could be, he could be like the Albert Suarez of this year because he's got a 109 stuff plus, 110 pitching plus. At 34 years old, went over to the KBO and MPB the last few years, had great peripherals in AAA this year. So that could be interesting as well. But yeah, to get anything for Charlie Morton after the way the season started is a win no matter what.
Yeah, I think I was only familiar with Enns because I think I tried to stream him earlier this year and fails. And then good thing I didn't because I think he got blown up in that outing. Welcome to Baltimore. But no, the Micah Ashman deal, it is what it is, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna have him in my top 50 either, but yeah, I agree. I don't see Charlie Morton being in the major leagues. I think he said as much that this is probably his last go. But yeah, all the credit in the world for him to turning it around. Hope he goes and can help the Tigers and has a good final 2, hopefully 3 months of the season over there in Detroit. But Ashman, it's like, see, he was on Joe Doyle's big board last year. See what Joe said about him. Yeah, kid out of Utah, low 90s fastball, but that was like the only pitch he had. He had a slurvy breaking ball option that he sparingly used. Looks like he's turned that into a better slider this year that he uses regularly. So fastball slider right now, but he was a reliever all throughout college. He's been a reliever as a pro so far. We know the Orioles don't particularly care what their role is. If they think they see a starter, they're going to try to stretch him out. But even if he's just a relief arm, I can see him. I still see him getting some bulk innings, especially down there in Delmarva. They try to work with him, see if they add a couple of pitches to his tool belt or not. But it's a young lefty arm. You see what happens. No real strong opinions here, but It is what it is. It's another arm.